Welcome to my channel Daily Bulletin News. Leo's trap to expose Kerry goes perfectly, while Brady and Kristen frantically try to find Rachel. In today's Days of Our Lives, we pick up from yesterday, with Brady telling Ava the good news that Rachel is okay with starting therapy. He apologizes for what Rachel put her through, then the two kiss. He suggests they do something Ava wants to do since she's had to listen about Rachel and Tate and all the problems, but she promises it's not an imposition. They start talking over what else they can bond over and decide to finish watching their Christmas movie. It doesn't take long, after which they start kissing, but don't get far before there's a knock at the door. Kristen rushes in demanding to know where Rachel is. Brady says she's not here and Kristen tells him their daughter's vanished. Worse, she took Rachel's phone, she can't track her, she took her backpack, her clothes, her stuffed snake. We need to find her. Both parents start calling around, but can't find her, and Harold says she's not at the mansion. Tate arrives at the hospital and asks Sophia if everything is okay. Why did the doctor change the appointment? The doc didn't, Sophia admits, she lied. She wanted to change it so her mom couldn't come with her and didn't have time to explain. Tate reassures Sophia that Dr. Johnson is really cool and she's in great hands. Kayla greets them and sends Sophia to the exam room. She then tells Tate to sit down and talk, asking if Teresa knows yet. No, and how Holly's dealing with everything, not happy. Tate goes into the aborted abortion story, so Kayla asks about adoption. The future parents are into it, but they're not sure how Sophia's parents will handle it. Kayla encourages Tate as doing the right thing and standing by Sophia, but Tate's not sure how much longer Holly will put up with this. Plus, there's Doug 3 comforting Holly. He's got no business being jealous, but he is. Kayla tells him to ease up, be kind to himself and stand by Sophia. He and Holly will find their way through. She leaves to start the exam and tells him they'll call when he can join. They call him in for the ultrasound and both are moved by what they see. So far so good, Kayla tells them. Kayla goes to print up a picture, leaving the stunned teens to reflect. Holly assures Doug that what he came for was important. She can give him the money, he can pay off his debts and move on. She hands a grateful Doug an envelope of money and tells him to just get out of his situation and not to let it happen again. It was the money to go on her senior trip to DC, and she's fine with not going and being around her boyfriend and his pregnant ex. He promises to pay her back in time for her to go on the trip. Anyway, he's about to head to the park to pay off the thugs, but Holly insists on going with him. No, you're not. They go back and forth over how dangerous it is and he finally convinces her to stay, or not. He gets to the park and she shows right up. Doug tells her to hide, but before she can, the one thug shows up and stops her. Doug tells him to stay away from Holly, who snaps that beating up someone who owes money makes him cruel and pathetic. Doug hands over the money and they're squared up. Alone, Doug chastises Holly for mouthing off and she tells him there's nothing else to worry about. I sure as hell hope you're right. Out in the square, Leo realizes that Javi's Rochester shirt belongs to Kerry, who's from the city. Unbelievable. He says something about the wardrobe person on Body and Soul being from Rochester, then decides to treat everyone to lunch. Leo pushes for a double date, much to Kerry's annoyance and Marlena's confusion. They all sit down, and Leo makes up an excuse to step away, texting Marlena to join him. Kerry moans and gripes to Javi the second they're gone, while Leo tells Marlena that Kerry is Lady Whistleblower. And he's going to get the proof he needs. The two head back over and Leo brings up Body and Soul, telling them his next story pitch that Abe and Kate loved, devil possession. Javi's confused and Leo tells him that Marlena was possessed not once but twice, then insists they all keep quiet about the story plan because it's going to be a hit. They then get into the devil running around town before Marlena cuts it off. Would it be possible to change the subject? Kerry insists they've got to go and as soon as they're gone, Marlena snaps to Leo. Did you have to choose devil possession? Leo explains it was a ruse to bait Kerry into leaking it. In the show's final moments, Kerry and Javi get back to the Hernandez house where they start to go at it. Javi stops it and Kerry gets annoyed at taking things too slow. So Javi suggests they head up to the bedroom. He goes up while Kerry sticks behind to immediately leak the possession story. Upstairs, Javi strips down, thinking back to his night with Leo, trying to psyche himself up for Kerry. The gossip columnist comes up, joins him and the two go at it. In the square, Leo and Marlena monitor the laptop until the new article pops up leaking the devil possession story. I got you. Brady informs the police that Rachel's missing, but Kristen demands they move faster and do more. Ava asks to help, but Kristen shouts at her to stay out of it. This is all her fault. As she's going off on Ava, Marlena gets home demanding to know what's going on. Rachel's missing. Brady tells her, "Stay tuned and subscribe the channel."